What's up, Juventini? Well, the initial emotions have passed now with Paul Pogba's ban being reduced to 18 months coming out yesterday, but now today, all the reports around is it actually going to see him back at Juventus? And our manager, Thiago Motta, speaks to Paul Pogba's situation in his press conference ahead of the match against Cagliari. We also hear the coach's words around what he expects with the absence of Gleison Bremer. We also hear two potential targets in the winter mercado to help us with Bremer's absence. And of course, the projected lineup ahead of our match against Cagliari. We are going to look at all of this together right now. I'm Berto. This is the AJC, your channel dedicated to Juventus. It's October 5th. Let's rock with the news. So, of course, yesterday the news breaks out that Paul Pogba's ban has been reduced from 4 years, which was always insane, to 18 months. And we expected that. We expected that based on the precedent that was set in many cases before Paul Pogba. One thing that's consistent amongst all of us, I think I could confidently say this, we are all happy for Paul Pogba that he has had his ban reduced to 18 months and he could start training again in January and of course be able to play in March of 2025. Will that be at Juventus? According to Nico Schira, no, he remains not in Juve's plans. Apparently, Saudi and MLS clubs are already coming forward for the player. Now, as far as Juventus stands, they are still waiting, and Paul Pogba is still waiting for the official documentation and everything coming from CAS so that we can actually move forward. And Juve is essentially waiting for all of this documentation, all the notifications to then explore terminating the contract with Paul Pogba. So according to the reports from Nico Schira, Juve does not have Paul Pogba in their plans. What does Thiago Motta say? Well, when Motta was asked in his presser ahead of the match against Cagliari on Paul Pogba, he simply said, Pogba, we will have to evaluate what to do there. He was a great player, but he hasn't played in a very long time. And to be honest, my thoughts are exactly the same. It's great. It's a great feeling. We're happy for Paul Pogba that his ban has been reduced, but we almost forget his body couldn't hold up at all before the actual doping scandal. So for me, I am just not going to get excited about this until many things happen. And we got to get at least to see him training and whatnot. But I do personally feel with that high salary and everything, he is just not going to be in Juve's plans. Now, we're going to continue with Malta and this presser coming off the massive win against Leipzig in Champions League, but with a significant loss in Gleison Bremer, and now looking ahead to Cagliari. Bremer, Malta said, simply put, we're all very sorry for Bremer, not just the teammate he is and how important he is on the pitch, but how good a person he actually is. Everyone must step it up in his absence. And he continues that if it was someone else that had suffered that injury, Bremer would be stepping it up for them. So he expects it to be covered by committee and everyone elevating and raising their game in his absence. Juve, in the meantime, looking for what they're going to do to bolster the defense come winter mercado. And two names that hit are Sam Bokema and Jorel Atto. Jorel Atto, the 18-year-old, center back, has had Juve scouts watching him for months. According to the reports today, these two names should be looked at and keep tabs on going into the winter mercado. Now we get back to Malta and what he sees happening. He said the match against Leipzig, as far as the Savona Douglas Luiz swap, he simply put, I received some team input and I saw them trying to win the game and I followed my instinct in making that change. He is very happy with what he saw. Obviously, the fact that it worked out, and it was a beautiful moment and one they can all be proud of. He said, Fagioli asked about his performance. He says very happy with his performance as well as the entire team. But like all champions, it's going to be about continuing with continuity and getting consistent, all right? So as far as going into this Cagliari match, he goes, every game is different. All right, and this one will be different as well. Cagliari coming off a good win for them. They are strong defensively and they can counter in a very, very strong manner. We are focused. We're going to give it our best, and we're banking on our fans providing us with a fantastic atmosphere, which we know they will give us. And it is going to be a sold-out stadium for this match. And I have your projected lineup for this game. It is going to be Di Gregorio, Savona, Kalulu, Gatti, Cambiaso, Locatelli, McKennie in the midfield with Conceição, Cope Miners, Yildiz, and Vlahovic. However, we are hearing rumblings that one of McKennie or Cope Miners could be rested in this game. You know how I feel. I expect that we're going to see the bus. I'm not so sure I go with McKennie in a game like that. I'd probably start Locatelli, Luis, and Cope Miners in this game. But you know the drill, as we're going to cover this all live later on today, okay? At 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we're going to be live, myself and Trim, getting you hyped up for this game because the times are all different because it's a 3:30 a.m. game Sunday, my time, and I'm bringing you a watch along. So I hope to see you all on that live. But for now, like this video, subscribe to the channel, join our AJC Army, but let me know what you think about that lineup and all the news you just heard around Juve. Till later on today, as always, fino alla fine, Forza Juventus, ciao tutti.